Okay, well, live. Oh, I forgot to go live on Instagram. I'll do that later.
Oh, okay.
Love music, love life, love the sisters, either it rains or not. In fact, come rain, come shine. We love you and we thank you for being a part of all our shows right here on the station that loves music and loves life. This is Smooth 98.1. And if you are a part of the Smooth family, you know that Wednesdays, 11 till 11:55 is for the sisters and the brothers who love them. For the brothers who have one sister or the other in their life, be it a mother, grandmother, wife, daughter, niece, and so on. So you're welcome to be part of the conversation. We discuss different things about you, about your development, about education, your career, your money, and your relationship, and so on. And when I say you, I'm talking about the sisters. And we welcome the brothers to be educated on such subject matters. Now, 2 weeks ago, we started a conversation on being a single mom in Nigeria, the diary of a single mom, we called it. And it was quite expository. I remember the many messages we had at the end of the show that I couldn't even take all because of time, and how many people were very grateful for the education, the enlightenment, and most importantly, how my guest balanced both sides and spoke the truth. So today we're about to have the part two of that conversation. And if you are following us across all social media platforms, you would have seen the flyer where we said embracing love as a single mom. So you've been had nursing your child or your children, as the case may be, and now you need to start all over again, for the lack of a better word. How do you embrace it, or how do you take help, support from people? That's what we're discussing and more. And if you have any question in the course of the conversation, you know you're welcome. WhatsApp line is 0809 444 0981. Again, WhatsApp line 0809 444 0981. The call line is 0201 448 9981. Again, 0201 448 9981. So I am excited about this conversation and the return of my guest out of her busy schedule this morning. And she is none other than a therapist. She helps you to heal and to come back from a lot of things that have happened to you, as life, as would say, when life throws lemons and many things at you, she helps you to walk through it and sometimes excavate those things that you didn't know were there. So she helps you to get on the recovery path to become a better human. She's a life coach, she's an author, and the founder of Lara Kudaisi International. So please make welcome Lara Kudaisi Don Momo. Good morning.
Good morning, Shane. Nice to have you here, or nice to be here again. I was almost talking as if I was the interviewer.
I mean, it's always a delightful conversation we get to have. It doesn't feel like an interview at all. It's just a conversation
Yeah.
on enlightening on the topic. So now let's do a little bit of recap for the sake of somebody who was not here the last time. Now you can go back to YouTube to watch that stream. By the way, it is at Smooth 91 FM Lagos. That is the YouTube channel. So last 2 weeks or 2 weeks ago, we discussed the different conditions that can make a person be a single mom. We talked about how a person could be widowed, a person could be divorced owing to a number of reasons. And there is the one that happens. You might still be married, but when people jackpot and you are left with the kids over here, or the man or the woman goes with the kids over there, somehow you're like a single mom because you don't have the father right there. But it's also another phase. And there are baby mamas and so many cases that makes a person a single parent. We also told you that single mom is not the only parent. You've got single fathers as well. Then we try to make people understand the need not to just deliberately add themselves to the statistics. So if there is anything that you can do to make the relationship work, when we say relationship work, I mean the parenting relationship now. Yes, you need to step out of that relationship, but then for the sake of your children, and I remember Coach Lara saying it many times that you need to take what you can get for you to at least help the children to be balanced, because nature or God didn't design a person to be a single parent. It will tell one way or the other on the lives of the children. Then she also mentioned that, there is the need for you to somehow intentionally break the cycle so that maybe you're a strong single mom and your children have seen you putting everything together, sending them to school, going all out for them, and somehow they make you the standard or the ideal for any other partner that they meet, and they say, if I don't get someone like my mom or my dad, I'm not getting married. And there is the other side where they might be embittered because maybe the daddy left and they start to resent all male figures, or they have daddy issues and they come up with the whole men are scum line simply because of what happened to you. So there is a need for you to heal from your trauma. She mentioned that very emphatically. So I just thought to give you that overview. Now, I want to start from how you can have a separate life from your child as a single mom, because the line might be very thin, if not blurred, that morning, noon, and night. In fact, the reason why you leave, you might not proclaim it, but the reason why you leave is for your children, while you are getting 2 jobs or 3 jobs or whatever it is, for them to have a good life and for them not to feel it financially or physically that the other partner is not there. In the course of doing that, how do you make sure your happiness, your life does not revolve fully around your children?
So that question is such a very, very interesting question, because just like you said, a lot of single women or single mom just throw themselves into their kids. That's all they think about. That's all. No. So firstly, there's something I teach in my program, my therapy program called the Healing School. I call it the boxes in our lives. The boxes in our lives, meaning that there are different boxes in our lives. There's a box of purpose. You need to have a purpose, aside from your children. Like, what are you passionate in doing, in life? What is your purpose on this earth? Your purpose is not just come and raise your children and die. That's not all. You understand? So make sure you work at finding your purpose aside from raising your children. Then also there's the box of friendship. You should have friends. Your children are not your friends. That there's always this thing, that thin line between, oh, I love my children are my best friends, my bestie. Like, I see posts, I'm like, oh, my best friends. I'm like, eh. Which, inadvertently affects the children. Because when you make your children your best friends, it means that you tell them almost everything, if not everything. That's what a lot of moms do. They tell them everything about their lives, about their struggles, about their pain, about their dads, about men, it's so unhealthy, because you are giving them too much information, that is not appropriate. Mother, daughter, or mother, son, appropriate. Do you get what I mean? Because all this information affects them in future. I once met a client who didn't want to get married, and she said, her mom told her too much about men, about her dad, so she just used her dad as a standard for all men, which is what a lot of children do. You understand? Used her dad as a standard. And I was like, no, my mom suffered too much. Men are not worth it. She knew too much about the issue at hand. That is not, it's not good. Tell your friends or people you trust. Then your relationship, the box of siblings is there. Have a healthy relationship with your siblings. In fact, your siblings, if you have a good relationship, should be part of your support system, such that maybe you need to travel, maybe you need to, take a break. Can your siblings be there for you? Can you take them to your siblings? Can any of them come to your house? Or probably your parents. There's a box of your parents too. Do you get what I mean? So that you don't just, because that's what all I hear all the time. Lara, I can't come. I can't do this one. There's nobody to stay with the kids. You're gonna die. And when I say die is not physically. Sometimes it could be emotionally. It could be mentally. You have to create time. Look for a way. I know there's no babysitting, services in Nigeria, like abroad, where, if you want to go out, you get a babysitter and stuff. But you can get family members, friends, trusted friends, trusted family members, You get, and then probably also have a nanny, like a support, an outsider that you are paying monthly that you got from an agency that they verified and you're sure of, you pay. So, but if you don't, which also brings me to that box of work, you need to have a work, you need to have a job that is paying you well. Because no matter how much the children's father are showing up, you can't ask him for everything. You also have to be financially empowered. You don't want to be on Instagram and be sending DMs. I have 2 children. My husband abandoned me. There's no this one. There's no that. All those things takes away from your self-esteem. So you need to have work. You need to have time. You have children. It doesn't mean, all other aspects of your life should be dead. No. Try and create time for your friends to go out. That going out is important because sometimes you are holed up in the house with work, and all you hear about is all you are hearing is mommy, 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 mommy. And then before you know it is Monday again, you have to go to work, you have no life. Before you know it, you start going into depression. You don't even know. You just say, I just feel somehow, all the things you say, I just feel sad or nothing just excites me. Sometimes it's because you need to go out and let loose. You understand? Let your hair down. So all these things are important, Then if you are a religious person, there's God. That works too is important. There's church, there's mosque, because all these things fills you as a human being. It fills your soul. They make you complete. So if you don't have all of this in your life, you now throw all your, love and attention that is meant for about 10, 11 boxes. You throw it only on 1 or 2 boxes. You know what will happen? You overwhelm those boxes. And that is with your children, probably because what people see, a lot of single moms that I know, children and work. That's where all their love and attention are. You choke the children. And then you'll be shocked that every opportunity for the child or children to leave home, they will not even remember it. Like, they will call you, but they are gone for months and you'll be in shock. Like, oh my God, I've given everything. I remember Agatha Amata, you know her, right? The Inside Out former presenter. She did, an interview with Chude, and she was like, she had 2 kids, and she's divorced. And she put all in them. Then they schooled abroad. She was always traveling to go see them and stuff. And then she said they were coming home for holiday or maybe after graduation. I can't remember. And she had made plans.
Plans, yeah.
To understand that they will spend time together. She said as they were dropping their bags, like they're like, just fell down and started to cry. Because she realizes that she doesn't have a life that
the internet connection. Can you hear me? Hello, Coach Lara. Can you hear me? Okay. Today is not one of those days. I understand that it's raining. And sometimes I can get in the way of the network connection, but hopefully that doesn't stop our conversation for today. But if you're just joining us, you're listening to Soul Sisters right here on Smooth 98.1. And every Wednesday from 11 till 11:55, we discuss salient issues that affect the women. 2 weeks ago, we started a series. Well, today is the second part of that series about being a single mom and how you can maintain balance. And my guest is a therapist, and she's a founder of Lara Kudaisi International. So in case you missed the first part of that conversation, I told you that the stream is on YouTube for you to catch up on it. And we are talking about the second part, evidently. All right, Coach Lara, are you back? Can you hear me? Yes. We'll have you back now.
I'm so sorry. My network.
I want to blame the rain.
Yes, of course. And and she said she fell down to the floor and started to cry. That was when she realizes that she was lonely. If you wrap all your life around your children, it doesn't make sense. You should love them, you should care for them, but they are not the reason for your existence only. Then there's the box of, when you are available or healed enough relationship, or, or spouse or remarriage. There's also that box. Your children can never fill that box for you. They can, how women will say, my children are my all. It's not true. They cannot be your all. They cannot, be there for you as a partner. God created all of us to have all these, yearnings and feelings and, so that we will be a complete human being. So if all you do is what you are thinking of, money, work, even the work is because of the children, how do I get promoted so that I get more money? You're not thinking about your own life. You're not thinking about, your own happiness. You're not thinking about so many other things. So those are the ways, some of these boxes, you should learn to fill them. Make sure you have a purpose. You see that one? Because that one wants to make you get up in the morning. Purpose excites you. And what is purpose? It's what me and you are doing currently. You get what I mean? It excites you. It's beyond your work. It could be your work, but it's beyond your work. For some people, it's just to, I help a lot of single moms find their purpose, because you find out that a lot of them, and then another thing, when the children are becoming teenagers, then they are rebelling. That's another part, because some of them are beginning to think, maybe mommy chased daddy away, maybe if that my dad was around, maybe my life would have been better. So they're always having this, the women get heartbroken after everything I've done for you, after, oh my God, well, if you have your own life, you won't feel that pain too much. I'm just being honest. So, me, I'm a very honest person.
See, I am very glad that you expanded on that, because even beyond being single moms, and I say this from a number of responses I have gotten, because I remember one time in commemoration of Father's Day, we had a conversation on radio about men and what's some things that get to them, some things that make them feel appreciated and all. And also I've had the opportunity of getting into conversation with some men. And I realized beyond them being single moms, even while married, both of them are okay. There is no fracture whatsoever. Sometimes they complain that the women neglect them or place the children over them.
Yes, yes.
So it's like it's inherently a woman thing that once she has that baby, she just gets attached.
Yes. But sometimes, not all the time, sometimes the reason why these women do this in a marriage is because the man has broken their hearts at some point in time. Maybe the man is cheating. Maybe he's emotionally unavailable. Maybe he's not making her happy. So instead of fixing the marriage and fixating on how to make them, they just focus all their attention on the children. And that is still unhealthy. Very, very unhealthy. Why? Because whatever you are doing as you are living, it's not about what you see. The way you live, you are teaching your child how to be in relationships and marriage. Subconsciously, it's not even about what you say. Forget what you say. How you live. That is how you are showing your child. Because I ask people in therapy sessions, who taught you about love? What do you know about love? You see that most times they just explain their parents' situation, even though they don't like it or they didn't like it when it was happening. Or sometimes they just attract their parents' marriage. Because subconsciously you have programmed these children that this is the way to live. This is the kind of woman. So you see a man that loves, like you said earlier, a hardworking woman. It's because that was how his mom was. His mom held down 4 jobs, and catered for 6 children by herself, and does not fall ill, and uses firewood to cook. So he's surprised. You had a baby, you had CS, and then you're asking for help for what? The mom did not tell him that that's how it should be. No. But because that's how the mom has lived her own life, that is what you have chosen. You have done to your child, even as a girl child too. Before you know it, you realize that your girl child becomes attracted to men that are not stable, or men that are more feminine in nature, such that she starts operating from her own masculine energy, because that's what she saw her mom do. Her mom was a provider, everything, protector, everything. So she just assumes that role, without her knowing. And then she's complaining about the male gender. He's not taking care of me. He's not there. My auntie, is because that's what you have chosen. And the man chose you because that's who you are. So as a single mom, if you don't live fully, you're just existing. You're not just doing yourself harm. You're also doing your children harm. You don't know it, but that's what you're also doing because you are teaching them that this is what love and relationship and marriage should be. And that should not be the case, So I think, with these spill points of mine.
And I think finally on the children, as we were discussing, one thing I realized also is the possibility of pressure being heaped on the children. And this is what I mean. See, all their lives, they've seen their mom stood up for them, sacrificed so much for them. And now they've gotten to a point where they feel they need to start giving back. And it's like an undue pressure. They put that pressure on themselves. Oh, mommy was there for me. I need to take care of her. I need to be her retirement plan. In fact, some mothers even say that outrightly, that I have labored for you. Now it's time for you to be the assistant parent or even the parent to your siblings, as the case may be. And that will affect the children as well.
That's it. So I once had a client who was like that too. She just said her mom didn't even tell her anything. She just felt this woman has been, she has suffered too much. So she said, Lara, I don't even want she was married. She said her husband just told her one day, she was in shock, that do you know all your life, all you do is worry about your mom. You're not even thinking of me. You're not thinking of our child. She's always, where is mom living? How is she doing? What's she, is she okay? Is she like, all these things can even affect a marriage because she was the firstborn. So she automatically assumed the role of the dad. You understand? She said her mom was very fragile. Sometimes she'll be crying, she'll break down crying, she'll be the one. This girl started working maybe as early as 15, 16. Do you get? So at 25, you think she's 48. She's more masculine. She's more, yeah. You get like she told me that it was just when the husband called her one day that this is nonsense. Because I don't even have a spot in your life. How our child even comes like fourth place. Mommy, your mom is number one. And when she came, she was like, I need help with this, Coach Lara. I need help because I just feel like the woman has suffered for too long and for too much. And so she feels like now that she even feels guilty being away from her. She feels mommy can't really take care of herself like that. So look at that pressure on it. And at the time, I think she was just 25 or 26. Too much. So as a parent, please, single mom, first of all, make sure you are standing financially. First of all, that one is very important. So that you stop putting all the pressure, you see children of these days, I am, content creator, like, I'm also an employer of labor. So you see people, when I'm employing, they're telling you, about their lives. You're just asking them. They don't even know when they start saying, my mom is a single mom, so I have to go and look for a job. Please, I know that conditions may not be favorable to you, but you need to detach from the victim mentality. Because a lot of single moms have that. He left me. I'm the only one. And it was one thing I told myself, when I was raising my own child. I told you earlier that or the other day that I was a single mom for 11 years with my first daughter. And I told myself, her father never gave me a dime. And I remember my dad was always stressing me out, like, why would you do this? Go and call him. I want to talk to him. I want to see him. And I'm like, I just told myself one day that, what if the guy is dead? Will I not take care of this child? What if he's incapacitated in one way or another? We both decided, to bring this child into the world. So I'm not going to go with that mindset that, oh, he left me because of that. My life, at all. So I took it upon myself to just decide to take care of my child. And that was it. And same thing when I went through my divorce and I had 2 kids, same thing. I just decided that, enough of, and I told you, I don't want to be in this mess again. Oh, look at what you did to me again. Oh. It has happened. That is why healing is important. Because when you are healing, you come into a place of acceptance. Acceptance, that this is where my life is right now. This is what has happened to me right now. So where do I go from here? Instead of, oh my God, this guy, look at what he did. He put me in this mess. A lot of single moms, any obstacle they face, any. Maybe there's no promotion at work. Ha! It's not that this man left. Maybe a lover jilts them. Oh my God. If not that my husband left me or this man, would I be in this? And then you go back. You can't live like that. That is very unhealthy. You can't do that to yourself. What if he died? What if there are other situations that was even beyond the person's control? You have to, take responsibility and take charge of your own life, and your circumstances. Yes, you didn't create it. I understand that. But if you want a better life, you need to, that's why I stressed on therapy the other time, healing. Go for therapy so that you drain all the pain, all the bitterness, all the unforgiveness, all, those things that make you start thinking, oh, my life, oh, my God, drain all of that so that you can rediscover yourself and rebuild your life. And then your children are in your life, you are there for them. Fantastic. But at the same time, you are also there for yourself. It's very key. I remember when I left my ex-husband, one of my friends told me, how could you? Oh my goodness, you are not maternal. Hey, how do you give these children? I'm like, I don't know if that was maternal or not maternal. But I know that God created me on this earth first, before these children. You understand? Before I decided to be their mother. What about me? If I live all my life for them, what about me? What becomes of me? What becomes of me? And I remember she now sat down like, it's true. I never even looked at that from that angle. I said, but I'm also somebody's child too. And I'm also a human being. I'm also, yes, I know that I have responsibilities towards them, but that responsibility is not supposed to overwhelm my life such that I kill or, my own life. It's not even, it doesn't make sense. So you need to, sometimes you may not be able to get adequate balance. I totally get it. Sometimes because of schedule, because of their age ranges and stuff, you might be, I can't even go out for the next 1 month. It's okay. Or, money, I don't even have extra money to do anything because of the financial overwhelm and all of that. Yes. But make sure you are creating time. Make sure you sit down. Don't just, what happens to us is that a lot of times we don't plan, we don't create, we go with the flow of life. That is such a terrible way to live, because you just wake up one day and realize, hey, I'm 40 years old, I'm 50 years old. This is where my life is right now. No, a lot of people, that's how they live. And that's how you come to regret, later in life. You start having regret. You start having, I wish if I had known, all of those things. You sit down. And that is why you see my own therapy, I call it the healing school. I have a lot of single moms on my program and divorced women, because why? I've seen what I did with my own life. So I have that passion to want to help these women. You have to sit down and rebuild, and you sit down on paper. This is what my life is going to be. This is what I'll start doing now. So in one of the modules, I asked you, what do you want to become now? We even go back to when you were younger. What were your dreams when you were 7? Because a lot of times marriage, relationship, childbirth have robbed you of these things. So I help you try to match them back now, which was what also happened to me. I had wanted to be a presenter, a radio person, a TV person, but when I had a child at 19, where will all of that one come? You have to work. I had to be secretary. I had to, work in the bank and all of that. But when I got divorced and I was rediscovering myself, I remembered, I wanted to study mass comm, So do you know what I did, Shion? Of course, I was already a coach and therapist at the time. what I did was that I'm like, okay, so I can't now start going to radio houses and say, I want to audition. No. How can I still make this dream a reality? I created a program myself. I executed, I produced it and I was a presenter and I called it How They Healed. So it's still me fulfilling my dreams. You get what I mean? I produced a series of TV movies. You get what I mean? Because that's what I always wanted to do. It gives you, that's what I was talking about when it comes to purpose. It gives you joy. At that time, I wasn't even remembering that somebody hurt me. I just want to wake up and go to the set. And when you have this, you become a person that is happier. You are happy. And when you are a happy person, it reflects on your mothering ability. It dovetails to your children's life. But if you are a depressed mom, it would affect them too. You're a mom who is always sad, always thinking, always wearing a heavy cloak. You don't know that you are also putting pressure on these children subconsciously, especially the ones that are older, because they start feeling, oh, mommy is not happy. Maybe it's because of us. Our school fees are too much. They understand the money is too much. Children, you start putting pressure on them. They start thinking, I need to help her out. Maybe I need to, start, before you know it. That's why they would say the statistics shows that, single moms produce miscreants. These are some of the reasons why. Because the child is thinking, maybe there's this older, married man that has been disturbing me. At least if I get money from that side, I can help mom. Because mommy is always sad. I don't want her to be sad. Even though you are not telling these children with your mouth that I'm sad, the money in the office. No, you are acting it, you are showing them. And as such, you are putting pressure on them. Go to your friends, go and cry there. Tell them the problem, cry very well, and then come back home and work towards happiness.
Well, so much has been said, and I hope that people are getting things out of this, and importantly, things that they will apply. And I think what you're saying is not just for the single moms as well. It's also applicable to those ones who are in a relationship, because you see people who sometimes their very existence revolves around their spouse and they seem not to have a life or a vision or a purpose of their own. So it becomes even sadder when the person leaves them and it feels like, what do I do with my life now? So that's very important. Thank you. On WhatsApp, a British man says, good morning, Oluwaseun, your guest. I'm a soul brother, and I'm looking forward to your segment. Nice one from the Soul Sisters. Thank you, soul brother, for being there. Now, Chef Jules on WhatsApp says, but those are legitimate feelings, though. Raising kids is a two-parents job. Our ability to vent in a place of safety is key and quite therapeutic. Thank you for your contribution. Keep your messages coming if you have anything to say, contribute, or maybe questions to ask. WhatsApp line is 0809 444 0981. Again, that's the WhatsApp line, 0809 444 0981. And if you'd like to call, the number to dial is 0201 448 9981. Again, 0201 448 9981. We'll go on a breather, and when we come back, we will try to maybe summarize how the woman can accept love. And I say this because somehow, again, if you go back to pockets of statistics that you would find, it's more likely that the single father will remarry compared to the single mother. And you did mention it last week, where some single moms will say, oh, no, I was delivered from that marriage. I don't want to start all over again. I don't want to get into another trouble. So there is somehow that mentality of going into another marriage is another trouble. So we'll talk about that after this breather. And then we also mention what you, the man, can do when you want to get into a relationship with a single mom. How do you handle it, and how do you, maybe have some exercise, some patience, and whatever it is that you need to know, the do's and don'ts, and how you can be more understanding and accommodating. These and many more right after this. Good morning.
Hi, how are you? Good morning. There's a hype at 11:40. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were going to be talking, so that's why I wrote it down. But what happened is, since Apalabi is not around, sorry, is there anything playing here?
Yeah, and we're on YouTube.
Oh. bed from here.
Okay. Well,
Just voice it dry. Then I'll get a bed from here.
okay. What bed? Do you want me to fix it?
No, we'll play it from here.
All right.
You get what I
11:40.
mean? Yes.
Okay, that's in 5 minutes time.
Can you handle that? All you need
Yeah,
to
I
do
can.
is put a bed. Let me see if we can find a bed.
What bed do you want?
We don't have it now. You know that DSTV football this thing. Check Johnny Walker. Check Smooth Sessions. Check Smooth Sessions. You see a Johnny Walker bed there.
Hold on.
Just use it. Play the next thing. Play the next thing. Get there. Play the next thing.
Love music. Hold on. So Johnny Walker.
Okay.
Where is that?
Check
The
Smooth
Smooth guy?
Sessions. No, check Smooth Sessions. Yes.
Okay.
So all you do is once it starts, let this start first, then play the height.
All right.
You get, I
11:40.
left a
Gotcha.
little dead air in front of it. So there's enough time. Once it even starts, you have enough time to adjust and then just raise the bed. It'll continue.
Okay, so what I'll do is drag this to this so that it doesn't affect mine.
Perfect. And then your own setup, right?
Okay, let's go back on. Oh, sorry.
Okay, no
Back to
problem.
regular schedule programming.
Of course, I understand.
Love music and love life. You're listening to Soul Sisters on Smooth 98.1, and we are talking about single mom, and not just single mom now, how you can start and embrace love in whatever form that it comes to you. It could even be in terms of support and those around you trying to offer their help and support, or it could be some tough love sometimes when people are telling you the truth and telling you what to do and you just can't stomach it, and many more. But now let's discuss how you can start again as a single mom in terms of going into a relationship.
So I said it earlier, you have to heal. Healing is very important. Meaning, and it's not healing that I'm taking time off. Healing through therapy. Go to therapy. Why? Because you may not know, you thought you have healed because you've not spoken to the guy in a long time, because you don't cry anymore when you're talking about it, because you just move on. You think you are fine. A lot of times you are not fine. Why? Because that past relationship or hurt is still controlling your decision. That's how to know you have not healed. It's still controlling your decisions. You're like, that's how he did that. I beg, no. I want to start avoiding men like that, but it's still controlling your decisions. That's how to know you have not healed. So go get healing. That's number one. Then number two, don't be too uptight when you meet a man. Single moms, they want to they just, not everyone, just have that like men are scum mentality. Men are terrible. So you are already expecting the worst. That's number one. Another thing is, I have spoken to a lot of women who tell me this. Lara, men don't really like single moms, so they just will use you and go away. And I hurt when I hear this. That is a mentality, a mindset that will stop you from finding love. Because there are some men that don't mind being with single moms. They don't mind. They're not looking whether you are at the fact that you're a single mom. They're looking at the value. Do you have value to give? Do you have value to bring into my life? So you should also work on your value. And how do you get value to give to people? Is who you are. What you have you developed yourself? A lot of personal development. Do you have emotional intelligence? Can you help somebody, build an empire together with someone? It's not that all you are thinking is marriage, children. I'm looking for a father for my children. That's all. What is the father going to get?
Allow me to interrupt you just a bit, and we will take
Oh.
this and then be back to some of the things that you need to know if you want to indeed accept love, and also as the man, what you need to know when you want to take that woman into your life and how both of you can have a harmonious relationship. You're listening to Soul Sister on Smooth 98.1.
And football, it's been said that it's never over until you hear that fun whistle. And when it comes to football,
Okay, so we will be back in 3.
There's no final whistle.
What?
It just goes on and on and on. The never-ending
Sorry, I
excitement
skipped that.
takes us to the Europa League final, where we will witness the clash between
So
our
we'll
very
be back
own
in
Ademola
3
Lookman
minutes.
and
And
Victor
then
Boniface of Bayer Leverkusen. Atalanta has had a decent
we continue.
last season, looking to qualify for the next UCL. They've also had an impressive Europa campaign, with Lookman playing an important part in it. They are in the final for a very good reason. Bayer Leverkusen has been nicknamed Bayer Never Loosen for its record-breaking season, and Boniface has played a huge part in this.
Someone said this conversation on a cold Wednesday morning is giving me chills already. No. No. You know, it's just like you mentioned about how people
at 8 p.m. on Super Sport Football.
How people unintentionally learn the love habits or how they love. It's just the same way we learn money habit as well from our parents. You know, just like nobody teaches us how to make money in school.
Yeah.
Nobody teaches us emotional intelligence in school. It's the same way. Nobody teaches you how to love or how to get in relationship or how to manage a relationship. And so the only option that you have is your home. So whatever it is that people do that physically, intentionally, unintentionally, it automatically lays the foundation. It's sad. You know, I don't know if you saw this movie, Momiwa.
No, I started it yesterday night before I slept, but I watched it today.
You should check it.
I've been saying it on the internet. Yes. People have been saying it's so nice. So I just clicked on it like then I was sleepy. I'm like, tomorrow I'll continue.
So that is of a single father.
Okay, yeah, I saw where he locked his children inside the beginning.
Yes.
That was the only part I watched. Wow. I watched it today.
It was, so I think it was last week, 2 weeks ago, when one of the listeners asked something like that what do you do when you have parents, single parents who left at some point, or one of the parents that left at one point and now came back into your life when it looks like everything is okay for you? That was one of the things that happened there. So she left the husband when she didn't have anything and came back when she had something.
Wow. And he took her back.
What's that?
He took her back.
He took her back. He took her back. And he didn't want to take her back, though. It was because of the person. Let me not give you spoilers. You need to watch it.
I don't mind, though. I mean, I hear spoilers. I'll still watch.
But
I don't mind.
It's just it's sad. It's sad. We need to have full-blown parents training for people to know how to be parents.
Yes.
This is your girl, Ufoma McDermott, and you're listening.
All right, so we're back.
Yeah.
Your love music, love life station. Keep listening.
Love music, love life, love the sisters, love the soul brothers. You're welcome if you're joining us for the first time. It's been an interesting conversation since 11 o'clock. So interesting that Charles Chidozie on WhatsApp says, this conversation on a cold Wednesday morning is giving me chills already. No, Charles, please go get a cup of coffee, hot one, or maybe tea. I told you yesterday was International Tea Day. So whatever it is that will keep you warm so that you don't get the chills, please go take it. And my guest has been a therapist as well as the founder of Lara Kudaisi International. And she is Lara Kudaisi. So quickly back to those tips and those steps that you can take as
Mhm.
a single mom to embrace love? Because it's one thing for love to find you, it's another for you to open your arms to it.
Yes. So that's why I keep saying every time, make sure you go to therapy, make sure you go to heal. Because sometimes some people see themselves as damaged goods. I'm after two, I'm after four. You get. So even when the man is showing them love, they just don't believe it. So they can't accept it. They feel unworthy. you know that's another thing. You need to that one is therapy. It's not, words are not enough. Oh, you are enough, you are beautiful, you are pretty. They're not enough. You get, go to therapy and work that out. You are worthy to accept love. You have children does not mean your life is finished. I got remarried after having two kids, a failed marriage, two kids for two different men, you know, and lots of other heartbreaks and stuff that I even share publicly for my work. And somebody who does not even have kids thought, oh, wow, this woman has so much value that, can offer me. And so I don't mind being her husband. People are surprised, Sheil. They'll tell me, it's people call me or some comment section, like as if it's unfair. Your husband is so hot. How? As if it's so, I'm telling you, somebody still told me in church on Sunday, like, he's so hot. I'm like, me, I'm not hot. Hey, it's not like you're not hot, but me and my husband were just laughing because we understand what he tells me to himself that his colleagues will be like, Eddie, you are trying, how you copy, because it's not in this part of the world. It's somehow like, how does a single man go and marry a woman with two kids, with sort of, and I ask him to all the time, and he says, it's not about the kids. If you have four children, I would have married you because you have value. You know how to hold a man down when he needs it. You know how to love somebody and care. If I abandon all my life to my children, I won't be able to do that to any. Do you understand? I won't be able to be as much loving, as much caring. And then also, I have my purpose, I have my work. So that's another thing he tells me. Like, he says, I'm always shocked. Like, with all these things that this woman is dealing with, how do you have, you make this much impact in the world, help people? That is attractive. Your purpose, if you are doing it, you are helping people, and every other thing is such an attractive thing for any man, because men are looking for women, that they can build an empire together, somebody that they can have fun together. You understand? So I'm not saying, oh, I'm a single mom, I cannot have fun. No, I don't have time. If he says, let's go scuba dive me, you will see me at the forefront, because I'm a human being first before being a single mom. You understand? So, and what has helped me is that I have gone through therapy. I have healed all of those pain, all of those, what do you call it now? Limitations and restraints, all those thought patterns like, I'm not good enough. I've had two children. I'm after two. I've had to heal all of that, which is why I always say, talk about therapy. So as a single mom, make sure you gather value. And I've said it earlier, value is what you have to offer. Which I don't want to go to that question. What do women bring to the table? I know this person can start in like 2 minutes. So, but what you have to offer. So forget the fact that you have 5 children. You yourself, as a human being, as a woman, what do you have to offer? Who are you? Would anybody be, would they feel privileged to hang around you, to be with you, to be married to you, to be, to say, that's my wife or that's my babe? You get what I mean? So you have to come out of, but you cannot achieve all of these things if you are still inside that cloak of, he left me, I'm overwhelmed, my children. You can't. Because you can't, be complaining and be creative at the same time. So please find help, Then let me quickly go to the men, because I don't want us to skip this part.
Yes, please.
If you want to date a single woman, please, if you know that you don't like children, don't go near. Don't go near, please. Don't say, oh, if you are thinking you will send the children to boarding school, I don't want the children to live with me. Don't do that, please. You are going to destroy the life of the children. Don't do that. I have people in therapy that speaks ill of their stepdads. Don't do that. If you know that you don't have a heart, I think oh God, I had a session last week, and the person was saying the reason why she dated the guy was that she said she had another guy that was like, where will you put your child? Where will you put your child? Where will you put your child? You know, we need to go out on a date, and she doesn't have where to put her child. She said, but there's another guy, Lara, that asked me, what spots or what hangout place does your child like? Let's go there. She said, it just blew me away that this person is very considerate. It means that you don't just want to date the woman, you are dating the children too. At some point, yeah, you have to be willing to be a role model man, a role model father. If you know that you are not father figure, you are not cut out, do not go near them.
Please allow me to quickly cut in. And
Okay.
it's when you mentioned dating the children as well. Now, this might be based on movie knowledge and what I have seen,
Okay.
but there are sometimes kids who just don't accept such parenting into their lives as well because they don't want a replacement. How do you balance it?
So, first of all, it started from how the woman raised the children. You need to talk to them from time to time that mommy is going to find love again. Mommy is going to, and you have to have honest conversations with them. Let the children see the gain. Let them see the gain in it for them. Then don't just say it's just about you. Mommy needs somebody, you know, you also have someone that will take you to your games, somebody that will do this for you, somebody that will do that for, and make sure that someone is like that too. Make sure because your children will resent you and resent the person, and they may not tell you for life. Make sure you find somebody who is interested in the lives of the children, number one. Then number two, don't get carried away only by feelings. Feelings are important, emotions are important. But is this man, is this somebody I'll be proud of to say he's the stepdad of my children, even though you are not even married to him? Like, can this guy be a role model for my children? It's important. So, you know, I was telling somebody too recently that my husband, oh, I love him, of course. But before I married him, there was someone else I loved too. But I'm like, this one is not good for my children. Do you understand? That is the compromise you have to make. This person, you know, I'm not saying marry somebody you don't love because of your children. No. But love the person, then make sure they're also good people. I made sure the person has high moral standards. This person can call my children to order, not abuse my children, not be harsh on my children. Do you understand? But is considerate. That's number one. Then another thing, as a man, please don't come to scatter the routine or life of the children. They will resent you. This is what I mean. You know, maybe their mom provides them a certain level of comfort. And then you now come here, you're spoiling them. You're spoiling them. What's that? No. You don't do that one anymore. You go there. What is that? Do not try that at all if you're a man, you know. And then also, when you are going to, if, you know, she's introduced you to the children or allows you, give the children gifts. Make sure you go and, you know, as you are talking to the mother, you are considering the children too. They will even like you naturally. My son is obsessed with my husband, his stepdad. Let me even give you one shocking thing that happened on Saturday. He went to do a common entrance in a school. My son knows his dad, knows his surname. But when he finished the common entrance and they brought out the admission letter, he had my surname, his stepdad's surname. And I'm like, what is this? You want your father to come and sue me? He's like, but why can't I hear his name? I love him. You know, and when I was telling my husband, he was so ecstatic, like, oh my goodness, oh Jesus, oh no, so let this boy's father not come and sue me. You know, we had to change, you know, we had to change the name, and I had to explain to him, yes, he's your dad, he's your step, everything, but you cannot bear his name. Why? Because you still have a dad. Why would he want to do that? Because he loves his stepdad so much. Do you understand? So you know, you do, as a man, you have to be there for the children. You are not dating the mother alone and say, come here, I'm not interested. Don't go. You are a bad candidate. Then be her peace. Don't add to her problem. make sure you yourself, your baggage is not too much. You are already, you have done your own therapy, you are fine, because she has so much she's dealing with. You don't want to come and put her through that same thing again. So if you are not sure, don't go near. Don't go near. If you are not sure, I just want to see how it goes. You are not a good person. Don't do that.
At what age do you want to see how it goes?
How do you understand? With somebody that already has, just be her friend. If you know that's your thinking, you are not sure yet. Just don't go near. Leave her alone. You understand? But if you're sure, make sure you are going to her as somebody that will be there for her and her children. You be her support system, meaning that you'll be doing hospital runs if there's a hospital visit. If the child has a game and something happened, you have to be there. I did a session with a teenage boy. He was telling me, I was asking him, he's not in Nigeria, does your stepdad come for your game? He said, well, he's busy, but I wish I don't know why. He's resentful. He doesn't like that. If you are a stepdad, you take the role of a dad automatically. So you be at the games. You take him to sports. So if you know that you are not cut out for this, don't go near. Do not go near. And then, of course, you have to be flexible. You are not replacing their dad. You are not bad-mouthing their dad. You are not saying, before the dad can see them, he has to talk to me. No, don't do that. Be somebody that loves peace and promotes peace in all aspects, so I think that works.
Thank you so much. And guess what? We're out of time again and we need to go.
I know.
I'll wrap it up with this message from Chibuz on WhatsApp, who says, hi, Lara, it's been a while. I believe that when it comes to men and single moms, it's the maturity of the man and the value the woman has. Instances when guys say they can't deal because she's a single mom is reflective of the emotional readiness of the guys to deal with the challenges. Absolutely. And you have made that really clear. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now, if you've been a part of the session since morning, and when I say morning, I mean 11 o'clock, you are very welcome. If you are just joining us, you can find the repeat on YouTube at Smooth 91 FM Lagos. And if you want to check out what Coach Lara is about on social media, you can find her on Instagram, on other social media platforms at
Coach Lara.
Dear Coach Lara, that's it. You're searching for her, the founder of Lara Kudaisi International. And she is not just a therapist, but she helps you to heal. And she's a founder of the Healing School as well. Next week on Soul Sister, we go again on something different and to educate the Soul Sisters and the Soul Brothers. My name is Oluwaseun Olusegun. And 12 o'clock, I'll start to play you the African music right here on the station that loves music and loves life. We are Smooth 90.1.
Okay. So I need to go. I have 2 minutes to another session.
Is that?
I need to go. I have 2 minutes to another session.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Bye.
you're welcome. Bye.
All right. Thank you for being